I'm happy to announce that I have finished my palm garden project this year. Kind of hard to get it all in one shot, but everything you see is new. And it was hard. It was really hard. So I actually completed everything up to the shed a week ago, and I just, because I had been so busy working on it, other things, I kind of let other things go, and I worked on those last week, so I didn't get to this until yesterday, and boy is it hot again. So I'm not going to go through all of the plants, but I am just going to do a bit of a walkthrough to give you an idea. So clearly all the plants are small and young and evenly spaced out. In time they will grow. I've tried to be respectful of the size of many of these plants. What my goal was to get rid of the lawn, to get the garden beds in, and to get the palms and the large sort of evergreen structure in. I have some, filler plants and things like that. But really, I just wanted to get rid of the grass, get the beds in, and get that real backbone material in there so it can start growing, because that's going to take the longest. So it's going to look a little empty, but I have years now. It's a lot easier working with an existing bed that you've put in than starting new. But these are very deep gardens. It's just late in the day here, about 5 p.m. So you can see there is a lot of empty space, but that's okay. We're just going to try and take care of what we have and deal with all the grasses and weeds that show up. As these plants get bigger, as I add more plants in, the mulch will be less and less, or at least you won't see it as much. Ideally, you don't really want to see much mulch. That's not really the organized, formal garden I'm going for. I'm going for a more of a naturalistic look. Hopefully a jungle garden, and in time, as I develop some shade, I can get some nice big leafy green things in here. But right now we're just dealing with a lot of quick growing plants like these colocasias to just fill in some space. You can see there's a palm right there, quite small. And as we walk down, I'm going to measure from end to end, but I did walk it out, and this kind of perimeter of this garden was around 140 feet, give or take. I'll say give or take 15%. What I would like to see is, walking through this trail, is to have mature vegetation on each side, so it's more like a bit of a jungle walk. I do have some small perennials. These are lantana. These will get about 4 or 5 feet. They'll actually grow into one another by the end of the year. They grow remarkably quick here. Here's some of that evergreen structure I was talking about, this butia. This will it'll get 12 to 15 feet wide, so it will actually eat up a lot of this space. Really, there was only 2 parts to this garden that were pre-existing. One was the back corner underneath that live oak there. There's a couple needle palms and a sago. And even this was the first section I worked on. It is filling in quite a bit, because when I first put these plants in, they were tiny and it looked like more mulch than plants, but we're actually seeing a reasonable amount of plants. So this section here with the larger ones, the back there, that I put in last year. So I extended these beds. So I think it's pretty clear, you know, what was there before and what's new. This one wraps all the way around. And then there's a drain there. I'll take a look at it from this angle. We'll just kind of try and not go too fast. So the crepe myrtles were pre-existing. The plan is to probably remove them as everything else grows. So I've cut my grass since I've put this in, and when I originally bought this house, it took me an hour and 45 minutes to cut my grass, and I did it in under an hour. So that is going to save me a good deal of time. And this shot here, as I back up, it's one of these things that just happened by chance. But I really like it. I have 3 feather palms. I just think that looks really nice. So these poles here, I had put these to visually mark before I put these garden beds in. I'd like to do some sort of entryway, and then like an arch, and then probably grow some vines up on that even. I've been leaving these poles in because the birds really like them. So I think eventually I'll take them down, but they have such a good time on them. Let's see, it's another sunny day. There's a nice breeze today though. But we're still around 90 degrees. So I still have a lot of work to do. I did have some other projects I wanted to take care of, but I put them on hold. It's just, it's too hot to work now. So pretty much it's just going to be small things going forward, at least until the fall. But I think we got a lot done. And I started late February. That was the first thing I put in the ground, and the very first garden I put in was March. So we're just a little bit over a year now. And my next bit of work will be over here. I had a lot of things die over there over winter. So I have quite a few things in pots that I'm going to plant that next, and then it's time to sit back and enjoy the garden, because that's, you know, can't be working in it all the time. It's also meant to be enjoyed. And this section here was put in last year, and I did actually have some losses in here. But even with that, as you can see, it's really starting to fill out, and all of those plants working together, shading the soil, it really improves how well they do. So I expect the gardens that I put in will look a little bit more filled in like this. Obviously height is something you want to achieve. I do have some nice a nice backdrop here, so most of my garden I do have height behind it, so I just need some of these to get a little bit bigger. Give you one last slow pan. So that is it for now, and I guess I can probably start talking about some of the things I planted and why. Hope you're all having a great day. Thanks for watching.